Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over.
The third area of difference between Eastern teachings and Western teachings is about Christ as the regent of the earth, the caretaker of the earth. At the time of the crucifixion, Christ had entry into the earth, which made him the regent of the earth. This event was the most important spiritual impulse in the evolution of our planet. This earth planet is also going through changes, just as individuals or just as humanity is also going through changes, spiritual changes. Previous to the coming of Christ, God Jehovah guided this planet, but from without, externally. God Jehovah was not dwelling in the planet, but was guiding the planet from outside. Jehovah, when he was guiding the planet from outside, he took the spiritual solar forces. We are talking about the spiritual solar forces and reflected them indirectly to earth. Because at that time, before the coming of Christ, mankind was not able to withstand the direct spiritual rays from the sun. We are not talking about the physical rays. We are talking about the spiritual rays from the sun. Jehovah did so by giving mankind tribal, national, and race religions, which include Buddhism, Hinduism, and the rest. That is what God Jehovah did. Christ descended in the world of God and inhabited the body of Jesus of Nazareth in order to have direct access to the earth planet. And ever since he entered the earth planet, he has become the planetary spirit. He is the one guiding this planet for our sake. He is holding and directing the planet's orbit, its spin and rotation in space. Many people do not know that the movement of our planet in space is not coincidental, it's not an accident. It is purposeful, and the Christ is the one doing that on our behalf. At the coming of the Christ, mankind was given the first direct spiritual impulse from the sun. So while Jehovah was guiding this planet and inhabitants, we were not getting the direct spiritual impulse from the sun. But when the Christ came and entered into our planet and began to hold it in space, in orbit, in spin, and in rotation, we begin to have the direct impulse from the sun. We are talking about spiritual impulse. The Christ keeps renewing the planet. He keeps renewing this planet and its inhabitants, us, humanity, and others. The plants, the animals, we human beings ourselves. And how does he renew it? By charging and recharging the ethers of the planet. We talk about ethers. They are actually the ones holding us. The one who is charging and recharging the planets or the ethers for our sake is the Christ. He gives purer desire materials for our desires to become loftier so that we can develop more life and live by lofty desires. That is what the Christ is doing, sending us lofty desires so that we can grow more and more and love more. We take portion of him. We take portion of the Christ when we drink water, when we breathe air, and when we eat food. Why are we saying so? Part of him is in the ethers, and all living things have ethers. And the ethers is where you find Christ. You may read John chapter 6, verse 52 to 58. Each year, and this is yet critical, each year for over 2,000 years, the Christ Spirit enters into our planet at the autumnal equinox, starting September 21st, and is born in the center of the earth at Christmas, that is December 25th, and dies and is resurrected into the higher worlds, into the spiritual worlds at Easter, between March and April. This is the cosmic significance that Christ comes every year and goes. But because we do not have the spiritual eyes, we are unable to behold this. But there are some who have it and they see. He brings an increasingly stronger spiritual impulse from the sun, the source of all life, physically and even spiritually. The sun, the source of all life and light in our solar system. Without the sun, we are nowhere.